Greetings. This is the Steppen Gamer channel, and I am the Steppen Gamer. Like Hermann Hesse's Steppenwolf, I play alone. Join me as I play traditional multiplayer games, solo. This is my second playthrough of Fate of the Fellowship by Zman Games. Now I'm playing at the Legendary level with one modification. Since I'm playing solo and it's too much for my tired brain to keep 6 objectives in my mind at any one time, what I'm going to do is when I complete one of these objectives, I will then flip over another objective. I will still have to complete 6 objectives to win the game. It's a little more challenging because I can't see what's coming. If an objective requires a character that isn't being played, that character is added to somebody's tableau of characters and they have to retire a different character. Narratively, as Shakespeare has said, all the world's a stage and we each have our entrances and exits. Narratively, this character's role is done and now this character takes center stage while they're doing something. It works for me. One other modification I'm playing with is what I call my Council of Elrond variant. Now at the Legendary level you get 6 event cards when playing a 3-player game, and I'm playing a 3-player game. I have 5 events in the deck. Over here I have the Council of Elrond event. This is what I call the Council of Elrond variant. The Council of Elrond sits on top of the Destroy the Ring objective. Before you can complete that objective, you have to do the Council of Elrond. I modify the Council of Elrond. Whenever I decide to play it, and if you're playing with multiple people, you know, it's a group decision. Whenever you decide to play it, all characters in the game have to go to Rivendell. Because it's at Rivendell where they actually decide to form a fellowship and destroy the ring. So first, you have to say, let's do the fellowship. You do the fellowship, everyone goes there. Now the fellowship card is discarded and destroy the One Ring objective is in play. Now you don't have to, but you generally want to do that pretty darn quick. Because before Frodo destroys the ring, you have to do the Council of Elrond, which puts them all the way back up here in Rivendell. And it's also a great way to get Frodo out of Eriador. Frequently he's trapped in there with tons of Nazgul piling up. The other thing you find handy about having all the characters in one location is you can actually get a lot done if everyone's together. Eventually the Fellowship probably will break up because you need to get different people in different places. And I'm not going to suggest any rules for how that happens or what has to happen, just a very simple rules change. Okay, enough yada yada yada. Let's get into the game. Now the low numbered player card is in player 2's hand, so they'll be starting. Now for the rest of the game, I'm going to zoom in on just the board. This far back it's kind of hard to see what's going on the board. Okay, that's a little easier to see. And I've taken all the character tokens and laying them on their back so you have a chance of discerning them a little bit better as I play. Player 2 with Eowyn and Faramir has Eowyn gather up the Rohirrim. 1, 2, bringing them to Edoras. With her 2 remaining actions, she musters 2 more Rohirrim. Faramir with 1 action will spend a card, a heart card, and muster more Gondorian troops in Minas Tirith. That completes player 2's turn. 2 cards are drawn, a heart card, and a Skies Darkened card. This is the Legendary level. There will be lots of darkening skies. The Shadow grows. Increase the threat level by 1. Now we draw 2 shadow cards. The Wainriders move from Rune towards the Shadow Realm. Scratch that. The Wainriders move from Rune towards the Woodland Realm. And some latecomers show up in Rune. Hey man, where did everybody go? Then I must shift the eye to Frodo's region. If it's already there, which it is, roll a search. Alright, come on. Frodo needs a new pair of shoes. Nothing. They find nothing and like it. Now we go to player 3, who has Boromir and Merry and Pippin. Boromir spends 4 action and raises and musters the rest of the Gondorian army. Merry and Pippin are loyal friends, and they add a heart token, a friendship token, to player 3's reserve. Now I raised all those Gondorian troops because one of the objectives I have to do is subdue Umbar. Now next turn, Faramir, or next round when these guys come around again, Faramir can march everyone down to Umbar. Then in Boromir's turn, hopefully defeat the Corsairs, construct a haven, and we'll have this one done. But when are we going to play the Council of Elrond and get this party started? Player 3 is done, draws 2 cards, and now we have 2 shadow cards. And it's the shadow cards in Frodo's fate in Eriador that's going to kind of determine how soon we call the Council of Elrond. The first thing that happens is a large force of orcs is detected leaving Moria and heading west. And some orcs are reported to be issuing from Dol Guldur off into southern Mirkwood. And now it's player 1's turn. Player 1 has Frodo and Sam and Arwen. Arwen's going to use 1 action to prepare with a Rohan card. That gives player 1 a friendship token, and because Arwen's special ability, she can send aid to Rohan. These elves appear in Edoras. Hi, I'm Aid. You see, one of my objectives is Arwen unfurls the banner. To do that, she needs a token from each army in Minas Tirith. Now we've almost got some elves there. Shouldn't be a problem getting some Rohirrim there. Now we just have to figure out how to get some dwarves there. So that was 1 action by Arwen. Her remaining 3 actions will be raising more elves. At your service, my lady. Player 1 draws 2 cards. One of those cards is a ring card. As soon as Frodo gets a chance, he wants to convert that into a ring token. And now, the shadow cards. First thing that happens is some more orcs show up in Moria. Hey, where'd everybody go? And then you shift the eye to Frodo's region. That's where he is. Now thanks to Arwen, they have a heart token, which will help them change one of these search dice. Survey says, nothing, and fate is not lost if they're in a haven. They're in a haven. Whew! What really helps here is we haven't got a 3 Nazgul go to the eye. Now, this card has that, but we're doing the top of the card. Dunland to Rivendell. The orcs from Moria advance a little further. And the large force of orcs is reported leaving Dunland and heading towards Holland. Now, being a big fan of Disc Golf Pro Holland Handley, when I hear that the orcs are going to Holland, all I can say is, Holland, watch out! And now we're back to player 2, Eowyn and Faramir. Well, as foretold by prophecy, troops in Gondor, with Denethor's 2 sons, head down to Umbar. But that's all 4 of their actions. They don't attack. And Gondor is at full size. All its armies are mustered, so I can leave 2 in Minas Tirith. This leaves 1 action for Eowyn. She raises another Rohirrim. That ends their turn. Now I fear we're going to have another Skies Darkened card coming up soon. They draw 2 cards, get another Heart card, and an Elrond's Foresight event card. They're going to hold on to this. It allows the current player to reveal up to 4 cards and select one of them, and then return the rest of the cards back in whatever order. I'm going to wait till player 1 gets it, because then Frodo and Sam can grab another ring card, hopefully. And now we have shadow cards. The first thing that happens is a large force of Southrons heads out of Near Herod, heading towards Helm's Deep. Boom. And the next card, also using the top, is exactly the same thing. Near Herod to Helm's Deep. On the purple line. Boom. I don't know, this legendary difficulty doesn't seem to be too harsh. And I'm saying that jokingly because it's going to get evil real soon, I just know. Player 3, Boromir, attacks Umbar. One of those is you lose a good troop if you're not in a haven. They're not in a haven, so brave Gondorians fall. Oh, and that's another one there. 2 brave Gondorians fall. And they lose 2 Corsairs, 2 of the red tokens. And they discard a Valor card to remove a 3rd Corsair red token. So now they have all of Umbar. That was 1 action. The second action, they turn in 2. They only need to turn in 2 because of Boromir's Hero of Gondor power. They turn in 2 Valor cards and construct a haven in Umbar. And that completes the Subdue Umbar objective, which means we draw 1 more objective. Remember, I am playing with 6 objectives, just 4 at a time. And it's Confront the Balrog, which Gandalf does. So I have to take Gandalf, and we're going to bid farewell to Merry and Pippin. Merry and Pippin go back to the Green Dragon. And Gandalf appears in Tharbad amidst an unsavory crowd. Now Boromir has completed 2 actions. He took Umbar and he converted it to a haven. He has 2 actions left. With 1 action, everyone goes to Pelargir. Now Gandalf has 1 action, and his job is to confront the Balrog. He's going to travel to Holland. He wants to get to Moria to complete his Confront the Balrog objective. Player 3 draws 2 cards. He gets another ring card and 2 more shadow cards. We hear rumors that their huge orc force is being built at Isengard. And now, 3 Nazgul issue from Mordor to the Eye. More Easterlings arrive in Nirn. And then 3 more Nazgul are deployed from Mordor to the Eye. There's 1 in Mordor, it goes to the Eye. And then the Nazgul in Rudar and the Misty Mountains head to Eriador. Pop, pop. Now there's 8 Nazgul in Eriador. And now it's player 1's turn. Arwen grabs every last elf she can find. Pop, pop. That's 2 actions. The 3rd action, she goes to rescue Gandalf in Holland. She's only going to roll 2 dice. She lays the smack down. Wow, does she ever. And that would bring the Eye to Rivendell. The Eye should have been down here with this combat, and there were 2 Nazgul to the Eye events, so they'd all be down here. And then with this combat, the Eye is up here. And now I have to ask, do I want to call the Council of Elrond now? I thought I did, but now the Eye is in Rudar. And do I want everyone there? You know what? They're not going to stay there. We're going to call the Council of Elrond. And everybody goes to Rivendell. Frodo and Sam, Gandalf and Arwen, and Boromir and Faramir. Player 1 draws 2 cards. They get a heart card and Lembas. That allows the current character to do 2 more actions. That'll be handy. Now on player 2's turn, Faramir says, Gandalf, let's go confront that Balrog. First they all go down to Holland, they grab all the elves, and then they head to Moria. Boom, boom. There's 1, 2. The 3rd thing they do, this is so poetic. 1, 2, the 3rd thing they do, they roll 1 die. That's all it takes. The last orc in Moria is scoured. That'd be cool to make that a haven, but I don't actually have the right amount of valor cards or tokens. Because I had Faramir, I didn't have to pay the token to cross that 1 token. I don't have to pay that because Faramir is stealthy. I forgot to move Eowyn up there for the Council of Elrond, so that's where she is now too, with the group. And player 2 does nothing else. They'll draw a couple cards, and then the shadow cards. Okay, we gotta move troops from Nirn to Minas Tirith. Along the yellow line, and you'll notice there's no orcs on the yellow line until you get to Nirn. They move to the plateau of Gorgoroth. Some more Southrons appear near Harad, and then it says to move 2 Nazgul closer to Frodo. Those 2 Nazgul are closest. Boom, boom. And that's those 2 cards. Wow, I cannot believe a Skies Darkened card has not come up yet. I think we're going to have 2 in quick succession. And now we have player 3 with Boromir and Gandalf. Gandalf is going to confront the Balrog. Roll 3 dice. That one means you lose 1 hope. And you lose 2 hope for each of these results. 4 hope. Wow. Down to 1 hope. But you know what? Gandalf has 2 ring cards, and that allows him to ignore 2 of the dice. So he gets 4 hope back. Well, that wasn't so bad. Okay. Now it directs you when completed to remove the Gandalf figure from the board. When the next Skies Darkened card is drawn, put him in Lorien and gain 2 hope. He is now Gandalf the White. Now Gandalf has a light and flame ability, which allows him to spend a valor card or token to change a combat die to any value he wants. As Gandalf the White, he spends that token and he can change all of them to anything he wants. That's pretty huge. But he doesn't reappear until the next Skies Darkened card comes, and I'm thinking that's coming pretty soon. Okay, that was 1 action. Boromir still has 4 actions. Well, before we do that, remember, I'm only exposing 4 objectives at a time. Now we've got another objective to expose, the last one. Challenge Sauron. This states that I have to get a character to North Ithilien with 2 dwarves, 2 elves, and 3 Gondorians to complete this objective. Sweet! We got that. So now the Fellowship is going to move towards Dale because we got to get us some dwarves. First thing they're going to do is everyone's going to Lake Town. Boom. You know what? That was the proposed idea, but the Rangers also need one of our objectives. We have no objectives here other than I want to collect some dwarves. One objective we do have is to clear the shadow from Eriador. And when in Ered Luin they can get dwarves. So there's been a change of plans. That never happened. Boom. Instead, and they've got Faramir so they don't have to pay that heart token, they're going to move to the Shire. Boom. That completes player 3's turn. Player 3 draws 2 cards. Finally, they get a Skies Darkened card. The threat level increases. Boom. And Sauron says, I see you. The eye moves to Eriador. A large orc force appears in the Emyn and the danger intensifies. And now we reveal 3 cards. Rune to the Woodland Realm. Always worried about those guys. And the latecomers race along behind. Next card says Rune to Minas Tirith along the yellow line. Nothing there. And Sauron beats the drums of war. Boom, boom, boom. And now we go to player 1. Arwen says, you guys enjoy the feast, I got a thing. Spends 1 action heading off to the Ered Luin, spends a heart card and a heart token, and raises 2 dwarves, and then pops back to Hobbiton. Frodo and Sam use their 1 action to prepare. They turn in a ring card for a ring token. Oh, and when the Skies Darkened came on, Gandalf reappeared in Lorien as Gandalf the White. Player 1 draws 2 cards. They get another ring card. Now we have 3 shadow cards. More Easterlings arrive in Rune. Shift the eye to Frodo's region. It's already there. Roll a search. There are no Nazgul in the area, and there are no orcs in Hobbiton. There are no dice to roll. In Dunland, bam, more Dunlendings appear. Now we deploy 3 Nazgul from Mordor to the Eye. There are none in Mordor, so we go to the most crowded place, which is the Harad Waith. And even if we move 3, all 3 have to come from Harad because it is the most crowded place. And with this shadow card, orcs begin reassembling in Moria. Boom. And we move 2 Nazgul closer to Frodo. And now it's player 2's turn. And it's a target-rich environment. Éowyn loves to kill Nazgul. They're going to take their armies from Bree to Tharbad. In Tharbad, they lay the smack down. They destroy 2, and they get a Nazgul result. Arwen faces down the Nazgul. Bam! We've got a Nazgul down. We'll just remove him from the game. The dice show 2 of them dying. We're going to remove another one with a Valor card. And that ends player 2's turn. Now to actually do what we came to do, we have to have friendly troops in all of the Eriador locations. So we're not done yet. Player 2 draws 2 cards. And then we draw 3 shadow cards. First card, the orcs are moving from Moria to Rivendell. Then they're moving from Nirn to Helm's Deep, along the purple line. Looks like there's going to be an orc convention in Helm's Deep. The third card moves from near Harad to Helm's Deep. Player 3 with Boromir and Gandalf. Now I'd like to be doing something, getting Gandalf doing something else, but I'm going to use the 4 for Boromir. And he's going to race around and drop somebody in all these locations. He'll leave the dwarves in Tharbad and take the elves. And the rangers secure Eriador. That allows me to gain a hope, and I can move any friendly troops I want to Tharbad or the Weather Hills. Everybody to Tharbad. I move everybody to Tharbad, but note, I didn't move the dwarves out of the Shire, because that's a haven and I want it protected somewhat. So I'm going to grab the dwarves from the Ered Luin and bring them to Tharbad. Now I have 1 action for Gandalf, but I'm going to play the Lembas card, which allows him to do 2 more actions. So now Gandalf has 3 actions. He's going to go 1, 2, spend a cloak card, and 3, placing him in Dunland. Now he's just a little closer. Player 1 draws 2 cards. Boy, they're getting all the cloak cards. And now we draw 3 shadow cards. Isengard to Rivendell, along the green line. Boom. Holland to the Weather Hills. Dunland to Holland. And Isengard to the Fords of Isen. Boom. Meanwhile, Saruman boils up another pile of Uruk-hai in Isengard. And then we must do a search in this region. There are 3 Nazgul, and Frodo is alone. But that's a blank, and these 2 say he doesn't lose hope if he's in a haven. He's in the Shire. He's good. 1 more card. Nirn to Erebor. Southern Mirkwood guy moves up. Orcs from Emondwell move into the Brownlands. Orcs from Udun enter North Ithilien. The large force in Barad-dûr enters Udun. Now it's player 1's turn. Frodo and Sam are sitting in the Green Dragon preparing. They collect another ring token. Then Arwen says, "Hey everybody, let's pick up Gandalf in Dunland and then head on down to the Fords of Isen, party with the orcs." Then she races ahead 3 to Edoras and grabs a bunch of Rohirrim. She has done that because they can't really afford to lose any orcs or elves. But now they can't attack. That's it. It ends their turn. They draw 2 cards. They get another ring card, and skies darken. Who would have thought? This is where it can get pretty terrible. First, the threat level increases. Boom. Ooh. Then, Sauron reiterates, "I see you." Frodo's there. He's going to lose 2 hope. 3 more orc armies are added to South Ithilien. Oh, not orc armies. This is probably Rohirrim with their Olifants. It'd be nice if we got another Near Herod shadow card that sent these guys into Pelargir. Actually, sending them up to Minas Tirith would be even better. To Fortress. And finally, Dunland to the Grey Havens. There's no one in Dunland, no one on the path to the Grey Havens. Oh, you know what? That was 4. I'm supposed to do 3. Wait till next time for that one. Now it's player 2's turn. A1 attacks because I want to get the eye off Frodo. And we're just going to roll 2 dice. 1 Rohirrim is lost, and 2 of the red armies. We're going to add 1 to that with this Valor card, so 3 of them are eliminated. That was 1 action. Second action, they're going to race towards Minas Tirith. They show up just short of Gondor. Frodo and Sam are still drinking at the Green Dragon, and they prepare with another ring card. Now they have 3 ring tokens. And we draw 3 more shadow cards. That's a Dunland to the Greyhaven shadow card. Nothing happens there. Dol Guldur to Erebor. This is going to be bad, I believe. These guys crash into Erebor. This guy backs them up at Lake Town. They lose 3. The dwarves lose 1. That was very heroic. But now Erebor has fallen, and that costs them 3 hope. They're down to 1 hope. More orcs form up in Moria. Shift the eye to Frodo's region, and now there's almost no hope. Gandalf leads the van to Minas Tirith. Boromir brings Frodo and Sam to the Grey Havens. And they're just trying to make friends with the elves, so they'll give them a ride to Dol Amroth. And I say that because it takes them 2 friendship tokens to do it, and you only have 1. Now they draw 2 cards, and they get another friendship token. They now have 5 cloaking tokens and 1 friendship token, which will get them to where they need to be in Mount Doom. They can go through all these hidden places. That ends their turn. They draw 2 cards. They get a Valor card, and of course another Skies Darken. Now the shadow grows to the point where we're going to be drawing 4 cards per turn. Boom. And we couldn't get Frodo out of Erebor soon enough, nor did we get the eye out of there. I see you. The second step of Skies Darken. If the eye is in Frodo's region, lose 2 hope. We're at 1 hope. That's it. Frodo despaired. He lost all hope. He was on the dock, ready to get on a boat. Couldn't get the elves to let him on. He got mad. He threw the ring into the ocean. So let Orome handle it. But by that action, Sauron is not destroyed. Even if they manage to defeat him militarily, you can't kill him. He'll just keep coming back. Oh, I fear for Middle-earth. And there we have it. And that was a very good